ダライラマ講演会会場はこちらになっております。入場許可証と身分証明書のご用意をお願いいたします。
ありがとうございます。どうぞお入りください。
皆様、本当にお忙しい中、ようこそお越しいただきました。本日は法のご講演はもちろん、ゲストとして世界的な人気を誇る小説家、吉本バナナさんにも、来ていただいて、お二人の対談も予定しております。
Thank you.
通訳の方たちもどうぞ。では、開会にあたり、学長の坪内茂明よりご挨拶申し上げます。学長、どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
ただいま紹介に預かりました京都精華大学の学長の坪内です。この度は世界中から尊崇を集めておられますダライ・ラマ14世をお迎えしたことを本学として
坪内学長ありがとうございました。それでは今日の講演会の概要を簡単にご説明します。講演会のテーマは世界を自由にする方法です。大きなテーマでございます。
私ですか、いきなり。
それでは最初に吉本バナナさん、どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
よろしくお願いします。今回は質疑応答がないということなのでこの形にしました。目の前にいるのに原稿を読むなよと思う方もおられるでしょうけれども、私にとっては自分の書いたものを発表することだけが誠意です。書き下ろしのエッセイの朗読なのか講演なのかちょっともやもやしながらのんびり聞いていってください。そしてそれ以上にもし遠い昔の私が先代かそのまた先代のダライ・ラマ法皇の下で僧侶として生きたことがあるなら、今この同じ舞台にいられることは一つの奇跡と呼べます。私が緊張してそれどころではなくてもきっと私の魂は無条件に喜んでいるでしょう。顔を上げてどんな恐ろしい景色であっても目を背けず、皆さんと共に一度しかない今世を歩いていきたいです。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
吉本バナナさん、貴重な話いただきましてありがとうございました。身近なところから非常に広い私たちにもつながるいろんな話いただいてありがとうございました。そしたら引き続いて法からのご講演を、いただきたいんですけれども。
I think stories of personal stories of your own experiences, sometimes very happy period, sometimes a little sad. You see, your, I think, life story, quite colorful. I want to hear more your experience of marriage, maybe a lot of excitement, and occasionally some sort of quarrel with your husband. So, human life, happy moment, difficult moment, sad moment, that's part of our nature, the nature of our life. We Buddhists call the samsara, the beginning of our life, birth. At that time also you see some problems, some suffering. Mainly, I think, physical suffering, not much mental level suffering. As a child, the brain not not much developed. So I think mental level, I think not much thinking power. But physical sort of pain, of course, there. Then our final sort of end of our life is death. Death means now you no longer relation with society or your family or your loved one. Permanently now separate. So even an animal fear about death. So we human beings, certainly, you see, the death is very unhappy sort of also the end experience. Between their illness, whole life, and then old age. Now myself, basically my body quite healthy. But recent years, you see, the gallbladder, in gallbladder, stone developed. Then finally, I think about 4 years ago, it removed through surgery. So I want to mention to you, this body looks healthy, but this body is not complete human body. One important organ of human body missing. Yeah. However, and then also, you see, the problem of the sight. So I think about 2 years, I think 1 year or 2 years ago, you see, I carry, surgery, remove, what called it, cataract removed. So in my eye, some now glass there, inside also. So 2 glasses, inside one, outside one. So that's the sign of age. And then some problem. Here, you see the knees. So that's cycle of human life. Even whole galaxies, there is beginning, there will be end. Logically, where there is beginning, there is end come. That's quite sort of the natural sort of process, go like that. Then, on top of that, we have this marvelous human brain. So because of this marvelous brain, unlike other animals, we have sort of what's the lot of thinking power and ambitions or visions. That also, you see, creates a lot of hope and disappointment. So basically, we have I think, two levels of experiences: happiness, pains, two levels. One mainly related with sensorial level, one mental level. As far as sensorial level experiences common with other animals, birds. Mental level experiences, because of unique brain, very sort of great sort of power of thought, thinking power. So mental level experiences we human beings is much bigger than other animals.
そこで、吉本バナナさんの方からご自分自身の体験というものを時には幸せだったり、時にはとても悲しい思いをしたりという人生のお話を語っていただきました。とても興味深く聞かせていただいたわけです。もしできますればもっとご結婚に関わるような話とか、もっとエキサイティングなお話とか、結婚の中、生活の中で争い事についてとか、そのようなことがいろいろあったと思いますけれども、そういうことも含めて聞かせていただきたいような気がいたしました。そこで私たちが持っているこの人間としての人生ということですが、この人生の中で私たちは時には幸せの思いをし、そして時には難しい問題に直面したり、そして悲しい思いをしたりするわけなんですけれども、これらはすべて私たちの人生の一部であるわけです。問題が起きてきて、私たちは自分が幼い時には主に肉体的なレベルにおけるさまざまな苦しみを味わうことになります。
World event, a lot of violence, through violence, a lot of suffering, a lot of killing, and particularly children, women, innocent people. And then and in many parts of the world, mainly Africa, millions of children because of malnutrition, and famine. Really, these news, no direct sort of physical sort of pain, but mentally, really, very unhappy feeling. And oneself, individual level, can't help. Helplessness, hopelessness. So these are animal. What happened other side of the world? You see, no causing their mental suffering. But we human beings, you see, because of this intelligence, this special brain. So if you really take sort of sense of concern of their well-being, then there are a lot of factors which brings worry, sadness. Now, sadness overwhelms your mind. Then eventually your physical health also ruined, and whole your life then shortened. Here, human intelligence also have the potential to face these sort of mental level sort of worry or mental level sadness or these things. Usually, certain factor which really brings helplessness, demoralize, and feeling of lost. But that very factor, if you use properly human intelligence, then these sadness, these event, instead of sadness or discourage, but can transform your inner strength, more sort of enthusiasm, quite nature, where there is more challenge, there is possibility to develop more inner strength to face the challenge. Animals cannot do that. We human beings, this intelligence, this special brain, have that kind of potential.
そこで、私が体験してきました肉体的なレベルのお話を少しさせていただきますと、私は自分自身が16歳の時に自由を失いました。そして24歳の時に大切な祖国も失いました。そしてそれ以来54年間以上の長い年月の間に非常に多くの悲しいニュースが私のふるさとであるチベット本土から届く、それを聞き続けなければなりませんでした。そしてそれに加えてチベットのことだけではなく、この世界の中では非常に多くの暴力によって本当にたくさんの殺し合い、そして苦しみ、そのようなものが次々と起きてくるわけです。
Because of this intelligence, you see, we can face challenge, more realistic attitude. So here, I think 8th centuries, one great Indian master, he expressed, "Kedichosu yanani, telemiga chachigu. Kedichosu menani, kedichosu yanani, telemiga chachigu. Kedichosu menani, telemiga chachipe." That is realistic approach.
そこで2つのことを申し上げることができると思います。まず今お話ししましたように、私たちは人間としてのこの優れた知性を持っているわけです。ですからこの知性をフルに生かすことができるならば、どのようなことが辛いことが起きてきたとしても、それに現実的な態度でチャレンジしていくことができます。そして法様が今インドの仏教の優れた同志の方のお言葉を引用されまして、それが何を言われているかといいますと、もし何かそれを正していくことのできる手段がそこに存在しているのならば、何の心配もすることなくそれを正す努力をしていけばいいわけです。しかしその起きてきた問題に対して何も対処する手段がなければ、やはりそれ以上心配しても全く無意味であると。ですからこのような優れたアドバイスをされているわけです。
Then another factor is warm-heartedness, sense of concern of others' well-being. More sort of sense that you get tremendous sort of inner strength and self-confidence. So that also is one sort of very important factor to face this challenge. So one of my friend, one Tibetan monk, he spent more than 18 years in Chinese Gulag after 59. So in early 80, he, like him, number of Tibetan, then allowed come to see their friends, their relatives. So he came. I had sort of some talk because I know him very well. So then he told me, during those years in Gulag, Chinese labor camp, a few occasions he faced some danger Then I asked, what kind of danger? I thought maybe danger on his life. But then his answer is, danger of losing compassion towards those as a perpetrator. He considered that's dangerous. So all these years, he kept sense of compassion towards these, we may call enemy. He keep compassion towards these, the people who create suffering on him. So result, his mind very peaceful, very calm. And his physical, now his age, 93 or 94. See his mind, very clear, very calm, like that. So, now I want to stop there. Now suppose some discussions, isn't it? Yes.
そして第2番目の点は、私たち人間は他の人たちのことを思いやるというこのような思いやりと優しさを持つことができるわけです。この愛と慈悲という言葉に置き換えてもいいわけですけれども、他の人に対する優しさと思いやりがあればあるほど、私たち自身の心の中に内なる力が湧いてきます。そして自信も持つことができます。そしてそのような心が高まってくるならば、どのような困難に直面していたとしても、それに対して本当にチャレンジしていく力があるわけなんです。そこで私の知人の一人のチベットの僧侶の方なんですけれども、彼は1959年以降に18年間中国の収容所に入り、強制労働を強いられてきたという辛い経験をしております。何らかの志を持ち、夢を持ってそれに向かっていくこともできるわけです。それによって私たちは大きな希望を得たり、あるいはそれを達成することができなかった時には落胆して絶望してしまったりという心の上下というものも次第に生じてきます。
If time permits, I think I would like to take some questions from audience also.
ですからもし時間があれば聴衆の方々からのご質問もぜひ受けていきたいと考えています。
ありがとうございます。Thank you so much. 今方から。今お二人からとっても印象深いお話いただきまして、私自身もまだ言語化できません状態ですけれども、何らかの形で共通点も響き合いもいろいろあるとすごく感じております。さっきのやっぱり私たちにはそういう悲しいこと、辛いことを自分たちの力で変えていくこともできるし、何よりも思いやりとか、いうことでもあるし、あとつながってるということもなんか2人の話にあったと思いますけれども、よろしいですか、吉本バナナさんから、ご質問もあると聞いてますけれども、ご自由に今の、コメントを受けて、もしちょっと続けて、コメントいただければと思います。はい。
私はやっぱなるべく質疑応答の時間が長い方がいいのかなっていう私はもうここにいるだけで満足なんで思ってますね。私からの質問一つだけなんですけれども、
broader judgment. In my life, till as I mentioned earlier, 24, my age 24. Of course, I had the opportunity to visit Peking and meeting many Chinese communist leaders, and many of them very, very impressive, particularly Chairman Mao Zedong, very impressive. I learned a lot from him. Then 56, came to India, have the opportunity meeting with many Indian leaders and also many freedom fighters. But then, after 59, I become refugee at the age 24. Then no longer any importance of protocol or formality. So, difficult life is immense help. Come closer to reality. If things okay, then you can pretend it. Oh. Things really difficult. Now no longer pretension. Now have to accept the reality. So the difficult period really immense help. You become realistic. So I think broadened my sort of, my views as well as my experience, all like that. Very good. So I often use it expressing all these grateful to the Chinese communists. If I still remain in Lhasa, in Tibet, I think I still may be more formal, more holier. Inside, not much differences, but outwardly more holier. And then also, I would like to share with you this human brain. By nature, we have the ability to investigate. We have the ability to creativity. So, every day, when we meet different people or different area, different sort of things, then pay some attention and think, what is behind? Then through that way, every day, you can learn some new things. So that's important. In daytime, your mind sort of carries some kind of attitude. Every moment, try to learn, and investigate. Even dreaming, you carry investigation. So sometimes it's helpful. Something daytime difficult to understand. In dream time, further investigate, further think. Sometimes you get deeper sort of experience or knowledge. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes dream is dream nonsense.
そしてさらに私たちはこの人間の素晴らしい知性と脳というものを持っていますので、それは本来的に私たちは物事をきちんと調べて分析する力があるということです。そして現実を正しく分析することによって私たちは自分の中の創造できる能力というものを高めていくことができます。私たちは毎日いろいろなところでいろいろな人に出会います。ですからそういった場所の一つ一つの中において深い関心を持ってその人の意見を聞きその人の背景はどのようなものかということを理解しようという態度を維持することによって私たちは毎日何かしら新しいことを学んでいくことができるわけです。
And then also, I would like to share with you this human brain. By nature, we have the ability to investigate. We have the ability to creativity. So, every day, when we meet different people or different area, different sort of things, then pay some attention and think, what is behind? Through that way, every day, you can learn some new things. So that's important. In daytime, your mind sort of carries some kind of attitude. Every moment, try to learn, and investigate. Even dreaming, you carry investigation. So sometimes it's helpful. Something daytime difficult to understand. In dream time, further investigate, further think. Sometimes you get deeper sort of, experience or knowledge. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes dream is dream nonsense.
そしてさらに私たちはこの人間の素晴らしい知性と脳というものを持っていますので、それは本来的に私たちは物事をきちんと調べて分析する力があるということです。そして現実を正しく分析することによって私たちは自分の中の創造性、想像できる能力というものを高めていくことができます。私たちは毎日いろいろなところでいろいろな人に出会います。ですからそういった場所の一つ一つの中において深い関心を持ってその人の意見を聞きその人の背景はどのようなものかということを理解しようという態度を維持することによって私たちは毎日何かしら新しいことを学んでいくことができるわけです。
So that is physically getting older, less and less hair here. But every day, every year, you get more experience, more experience. Isn't it?
ですからこの肉体というものは毎日毎日老化を続けていくわけです。そして髪の毛の量も日に日に減っていってしまうということであるわけなんですけれども、その一方で毎日もしこのような態度を私たちが維持することができたならば毎日そして毎年新たな新しい良き考え方というものを築き、そして毎日毎日自分の中にその力を高めていくと。
I'd like to take what you've said and try to ask a question to continue with 吉本さん。よろしいですか？やっぱりいろんな苦労とか難しいことを経験して経て現実を直面することとか、今お二人の宗教家と作家の話ですけれども、さっきの話の中にありましたようにか。
Correct. Oh, yes, I think that's very true. When there's too much emotions there, then our mind becomes biased. So through biased mind, you can't see the things objectively. So without look objectively, we can't see the reality. Your own desire, your own wish, much imposed. So often, as the mental projection develop. So therefore, it's absolutely right. Writing without much emotion, neutral level, and then express. That's wonderful, very good. Perhaps I would like to say, Nihon, not just only world, the vast world there. And then, you see, your daily life, you see, many items come from other countries, I think including some stuff, food stuff. I think, so it is really interesting to see these different countries, different culture, different races, different system. So that's why, since I think a number of years, many occasions in the past, when I met some Japanese student, I sort of suggesting more Japanese young students should learn English. So whether we like it or not, English is the international language. So my English, very bad, no grammar, broken English. But even this broken English, quite useful. Go here and there and talk. And I think with my broken English and my sign language also sometimes helpful. Go like that. So I think because, you see, language barrier, so you feel a little reluctant, go different countries because of the language problem. So I think, firstly, you see, those young people, I think, should pay some attention, learning English. Then go these different places with Japanese English accent. You can communicate with other people more.
この世界は非常に広いわけです。ですから外国へ行って皆様方の知っているものとは違った文化や民族やシステムに出会うと、そしてそういうものを見ると、実際に見て体験するということは非常に興味深い体験になると思います。私は以前から多くの日本人の若い学生の方々にお目にかかるとき、皆様方にぜひ英語を学ぶということにもっと関心を持ってくださいということをお伝えしています。英語が好きか嫌いかにかかわらず、英語は今国際語になっているわけなんです。
So don't shy, not only your case, but many Chinese and also South Indian, when they speak English, their accent a little bit different. Among English speaking, Australian English accent something different. And Scottish also a little bit different like that. So there are different accents. Now, more serious, when we were in Tibet, I think our previous generations, we prefer remain isolated and surrounded by Himalayan snow mountains. We felt safe. No need, botheration about what's happening. I think Japan surrounded by sea and feel, you see, no need, botheration about outside world. It is wrong. Now we realize our isolation is totally wrong. So Japanese also, you see, must realize you remain isolated. Lacking relation with outside world, it's wrong. If may I say so like that way, it's wrong.
そこで、英語を話すとどのようなアクセントであっても英語を話すことを恥ずかしく思う必要は全くないわけなんです。日本の方々だけではなく中国の方々も、そしてインドの南の方の方々も彼ら独特の変わったアクセントを持っているわけです。たとえ英語圏であってもオーストラリア、そしてスコットランドの中ではちょっと普通の英語とは違ったアクセントを使っているわけですから、そういうことを気にする必要は全くありません。そこでちょっと真面目な話に戻りますけれども、私よりも以前の世代のことを考えてみますと、私の祖国であるチベットは他の国々との交流というものを一切断って、そしてヒマラヤの雪山に囲まれて自分たちだけの世界で生きてきたわけです。他の世界の場所のいろいろなところで何が起きていても関係ないと考えて生きてきたわけです。それと全く同じように日本の方々は島国であるわけです。周りはすべて海です。ですからその遠く離れた外国は関係がなく、それを知る必要もないというような考え方は全く大きな間違いではないかと思います。そのように自分の国の中で、日本では鎖国ということもいたしましたけれども、そのような状態が正しいというふうな考え方は完全に間違った考え方であり、外国との交流を持たないということは今の時代では正しいことではありません。
As a writer, I think you have the ability, you see, to show young Japanese, you see, the different sort of variety of culture, different variety of lifestyle, and different part of the world. I think you can raise interest among the younger people.
Your Holiness, would you like to open the question to other people?
Yes.
Yes?
Okay.
Would you ご質問他の方、坪内学長。Thank you so much. Every idea is so special. I feel that art can cross borders, language and places, and I know there was exhibition about missing piece called Missing Piece that Darlene created. And you wrote wonderful words in that exhibition catalog saying that art may create a zone of peace, that art and people engaging with art might help us be aware of others and of how we might create peace. And
Yes, certainly. I think art, different sort of form of art, I think, including poems. I think one of the sort of, I think important medium reach certain ideas, certain concept, certain message to larger community. And then I think basically art is something, I think mainly, the human art, different place, is a different sort of culture and different way of expression. But I think similar level art, perhaps I think common. So, very good.
夢についてお尋ねしたいと思います。吉本さんも夢について素晴らしいご本を書かれていますし、それからこの京都には1200年ぐらい前に、700年ぐらい前に明恵上人という素晴らしい仏教者が夢を持って修行なさった方がいらっしゃいますので、夢についてお尋ねします。
로둥게스 공간이 영어 구쇼 지금 밀람랑 실라샤거든요. 또 차데스 티나요스. 정말로 니리 초에 남은 밀람데 간데스 공부하시고요. 밀람 코란데 얘기도 정말로 때를 공주 간데서 좀
Dream, of course. Dream is dream. Just, I think, most cases reflection of daily experiences. Then, some cases, some people, without any training, because of the have sort of capacity to realize dream is dream during dream time. So then, for practitioner, for yoga practitioner, you see, the practice during dream time, there are some practice in dream. So in order to carry these practice, firstly, you have to develop the ability, dream is now, at the time of dreaming, you should realize, now I'm dreaming. Then, intentionally, you see, control dream. And then, dream time, some practice can carry. Then there are some, I think one easy method. In your room, you see a letter, dreaming. And then low voice, tape recorder, or your sort of friend. When you see person, when you yourself, you see after sleep, about dreaming, usually is the eyelid moving. So when the indication of dreaming, then your friend, low voice mention, now you are dreaming. Please recognize dream is dream. And that, of course, sometimes you see, not sleep, but completely lay down, but remain like this. And then sometimes you see, little sleep in dreaming, easier to realize now I'm dreaming. I say one important practice is the dissolution of body element. So in sleeping, when we, you see, I'm asleep, the certain grosser level of element already dissolved in one deeper level. Then dream time, little sort of the kasoda, a little grosser. Then some meditation carried by dream body, the dissolution is much easier. So that's the main purpose. During dream time, like practice of compassion, and also analytical meditation about emptiness. During dream time, the sensorial consciousness no longer function. So only mental level. So mental level at that time, some kind of almost a single pointed sort of way thinking. So certain sort of feeling, dream time, sometimes stronger than awakened time. Because awakened time, the sensorial still function very active, like that. Thank you.
ありがとうございました。
日本に来ていただいてありがとうございます。ここに入れるのがとても嬉しいです。3.11以降に、人がたくさん亡くなったり、その後、天災などで結構日本攻撃じゃないですけど、大変なことが続いているんですが、日本人がまだ眠ってしまっているそのポテンシャルがある国だと思ってるんですが。
As far as I know, you see, I think during Second World War, immense destruction. So your nation, I think, rebuilt from ashes of war. So this shows, you see, your tremendous sort of self-confidence, hard work. So that spirit must carry continuously. So then I think any difficulties certainly can overcome. So self-confidence and hard work and realistic, that's very important. Then how to do, I think you know better. I'm just a visitor. Spend a few days and tasting Japanese rice, Japanese meal, then go. So you know better.
My English is very broken. I try to use in English. And we have two different feelings, love and hate. And love and hate is same area or not same area. 愛と憎しみっていうのを私たちは持ってると思うんですけど、その愛と憎しみというのは同じところに共存するのか、それとも全く別々のものなのか、それはいかがでしょうか。ちょっとお伺いしたいと思います。お願いします。
You mean love and hatred? No. You see, just opposite to emotion. Love, closeness feeling, sense of concern. Hatred, you say, repel. Now from Buddhist psychology, you see the very detailed sort of analyze these two opposite emotions. Love, there are two levels. One, just attachment or emotion. That biological factor, that actually biased. The biological factors of love very much oriented about others' attitude. So long the other's attitude is nice, love remains. As soon as their attitude change, no longer love. Because you see, this very much involved attachment. Attachment always biased. Clear. Now, the old major religious tradition teach us practice of love, compassion, forgiveness, these things. That love is through training, not biological factor. Through training, use human intelligence. Then you see the sense of concern of their well-being, just genuine sense of concern about their well-being, not oriented about others' attitude. So that kind of love can extend towards your enemy. Attitude is concerned negative towards you, so we call enemy. But still there are sentient beings, human beings. So they also have the right to overcome suffering. So develop sense of concern of their well-being. That is genuine love through training. We human beings, only human beings can do. Now that valid basis. Where? Anger. One of my friend, one American scientist, very old scientist, Aaron Beck, he mentioned to me, when we develop anger, the object which feel angry appears very negative, but actually 90% of that negativeness is mental projection. Clear. So the genuine love through training, valid basis. Anger, no valid basis, mental projection. So through time goes training, the anger, because no basis, the other side, loving kindness increasing, anger automatically reduces. So eventually, anger then becomes very, very weak. Clear.
Thank you so much for coming here today. My question is about freedom and expression. So, can we keep freedom of expression and also maintain compassion for each other at the same time?
Thank you. Thank you.
As I mentioned earlier, we have this, I think, very powerful sort of creativity. We have that nature and this marvelous intelligence. And then also, you see, we are social animal. Our life begins with mother's affection, with mother's milk. So basically, we human nature, we can say more compassionate. Obviously, constant anger, hatred, actually very bad for our health. That means basic sort of human nature, the even biological factor, more compassionate mind go very well. Anger, hatred, not go well. So, therefore, we human beings should have freedom and freedom of thought in order to creativity mind grow further. So we need freedom of thought. Then freedom of speech. And also, you see, because we gain a lot new ideas from discussion. So freedom of expression, freedom of speech, very important. Not like that.
ありがとうございます。私はがんの専門医なんですけれども、命を長くしていくということは私の創造性に関わる仕事っていうことになるんです。で、生命現象っていうのはやっぱ生老病死があって、やっぱ必ず老いて死んでいくということがあると思うんですけども、それにチャレンジしてそれを伸ばしていくというふうな形のことはどこまで許されることかということをお聞きしたくて質問してます。お願いします。
I think I can sort of add the serious sort of patient, physically very serious, but still better or helpful. Mind should be calm. Now, that also I think can, if you see the patient, let's say the serious illness, so too much worry may be shortened. So in spite of that sort of illness, but still mind calm and surrounded with close friends who showing love, affection. The person, patient, I think mentally very, very much relaxed. That also may be some help to prolong their life. Thank you. Thank you.
じゃあ死に安らかに入っていけるかっていうことをいつも考えています。その死に入っていくための心構えがあったら何かアドバイスをください。
That's all traditional. I think mainly tradition. Some physical exercise and some sort of some vitamins, minerals like that. And then, if you have some sort of faith, then according to your faith, think at the time of last breathing, you see, this faith really gives you hope and confidence. A Christian, remember God. Buddhist, remember Buddha. And according to Buddhism, life after life. So thinking this line, then at the time of death, you see, you still with hope and something looking forward. Otherwise, just you see, totally diminish. So total end, that kind of feeling. So I think much depends on those persons who have faith and not faith, and among the believer, again, you see different tradition. So accordingly, I think this line. And most important, existing life while you are alive. You see, your life should lead honest, truthful, and some meaningful. That means, if possible, help others, serve others. If not, at least restrain harming others. Then your life becomes meaningful life. Then end comes. You have no regret. That's most important. Thank you. Thank you much.
ありがとうございました。元バナナさん、今日長い時間大変貴重な話を聞かせていただきましてありがとうございました。皆さん大きな拍手。
できたことを本当に誇りに本学はしたいと思います。
ありがとうございました。吉本周りでありがとうございました。
ありがとう。これも預かってもらってもいい？
坪地学長、ありがとうございました。ありがとうございました。 皆さんもう一度大きな拍手皆さん2人を送って、いただけますか。